What up? Sister Mangala here, the Reverend of the Revolution, welcoming you to your daily revolution. Today's topic, a new personal record, 4 miles. I can't believe I did it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. I've never run 4 miles without stopping before. I've run 4 to 8 miles in a day, but I've never run 4 straight miles without stopping. In fact, the longest I've ever run is 3 miles in a 5K, 3.2. And I've watched good friends of mine run marathons and do Ironmans. I've done a sprint triathlon. That's still only 3.2 miles. And I've been watching a good friend of mine by the name of Nate Bailey, training for Kettle 100. It's a 100-mile run. What would have a man go do a 100-mile run? Even some of my wife's friends, they do these long ultras, 100, 150. I've always had a story in my mind that there's no way I can do that. I can lift weights, I can do pull-ups, I can squat, I can bench, I can do push-ups, I can sprint, I can dunk a basketball. But there is no way I can run 100 miles, and well, I've never run 4 miles without stopping. Until just recently. Nate Bailey, our head and lead trainer and coach inside of Manwealth and Shield Maiden, inside of the Revolution, comes over to my home, and we're getting ready for one of our events. So he stays at my house. I'm like, hey, let's go run. He's like, great. He's like, I thought you'd want to lift. I'm like, no, I actually want to run because I know I'll run more if I'm running with you. And we started out on the run, and on the backside of my home, there are these beautiful trails that overlook the area that we live in, and up the hill we went. It's about a half mile. And there's a 1.5 mile route that I run. I get to 1.5 miles, then I come back home to 3. But I usually stop at 1.5 miles, stretch, take a break, meditate, relax, and then run back. This time today would change things forever. We got to the 1.5 mile marker, and he said, I'm like, let's turn around. He said, no, I want to do 4, which meant we'd have to do another half mile to get to 2 miles before the turnaround. I just kept running. The stories in my mind said, you can't do this. It's too hard. Stop. But I kept going. And part of the reason I was able to keep going is because I didn't want to look like a weak dude in front of my brother, a former client, now a partner on the team inside of the businesses we run. And we got to the 2 mile marker, we turned around and we headed back. We ran all the way back, up and down the hills, all the way back to my house, and got to 4 miles, and then we stopped. And I was amazed, I was shocked, I was happy. I did it. Now, why is this so significant? Because I have never done this before. I've always had stories that I need to train for more and it's just too hard. So what's the lesson? You can do so much more than you think you can. You can always do so much more than you think you can. And on this day, I did it. In your life today, you have this 4 mile, 5 mile, 10 mile, and it may not be 4 or 5 or 6 miles. It might be something completely different, but it's the same thing as the 4 miles to me. You think it's impossible. You think you can't do it. There's no way you could possibly do it. Look at the big 4, physical, spiritual, relational, financial. Physically, you have something in your mind. You say, I can't do this, whether it's swimming, riding a bike, working out, jogging. Inside of your spirituality, there is something in there that you have a story about. You say, it's too hard. There's no way God could forgive me. There's no way he could speak to me. I've done too many bad things. Inside of your relationships, is there something in your marriage or with your family that right now you just have this invisible ceiling, this self-imposed, made up and self-created lid that keeps you playing small, that keeps you from really having the most incredible and impactful, meaningful marriage where sex and intimacy, connection and conversation are just amazing. And inside of your business, what is the 4 miles for you? This lid or this limit that you think is impossible. For me, I did it. And the lesson learned is you can do so much more than you think you can. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, you can do so much more than you think you can. So much more. Now, one thing truly helped me today, and that was I was hanging out with someone who runs. The guys who come lift weights with me, they lift weights with me. They're like, man, I can do so much more when I'm with you. Why? Because I lift weights. A rising tide raises all boats, raises all ships. You get around healthy people, you're going to become healthy. You get around spiritual people, you're going to start to think and talk like them. You get around business people, you can't help but level up your business acumen, your skill sets and your mindsets. So who do you surround yourself with? Who's in your huddle? Who do you spend your time with? The people you spend your time with are the people that will change your life. And if you're not careful, you might hang out with the pigs and you might start to smell like pig poop and mud. That's just how it goes. My parents used to tell me who your friends are and I will tell you who you are. So, number one, you can do way more than you think you can. Number two, who you spend your time with will determine what you think and believe about yourself. I'm so excited now. I've got these incredible Hoka shoes, Hoka, and I'm going to start using them on the trails. 4-mile run. Next time I'll go for 5 miles, and you will know it because I will shoot the podcast. Brothers and sisters, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, you can do more than you totally think you can if you are willing to go do it and surround yourself with people who are currently doing it. This is Satem Mangali reminding you, if you're going to create a life of real radical results, a life that you love, it's going to require you to get into a relentless pursuit with a ruthless commitment to pay the piper every single day, so that you can get to the top of your mountains where your prize, your promised lands, and your possibilities are waiting for you. The revolution has begun. Will you join us? I'm out. For more info on joining the revolution and living your greatest life of prosperity today, go to www.yourdailyrevolution.com and join us in waking up, turning your brain on, and prospering today.